Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the new Rukka Armagate jacket. So this is going to be really a piece, I would say, top of the food chain in any other lineup at $1,300, but there is a step up within Rukka for this. So this is going to be your premium touring offering. If you do want to step up within Rukka's line, you'd be looking at the Shield R. And if you want a lateral move, or maybe more of a move into adventure riding or adventure touring, you'd be looking at the Madagascar adventure jacket. This is going to be street touring from Rukka. So if you are looking at this, you are thinking sport touring, you're thinking long distance on the motorcycle, you're on anything from a Goldwing to a top line BMW RT, and you want to be able to tackle whatever the road throws at you. Now keep in mind, this is going to be a bring your own base and mid-layer shell. So this is going to be a GORE 3-layer Pro body, which is going to give you that guaranteed waterproof protection for the life of the garment. But from a seasonality standpoint, you'd be bringing your own base and mid layers to this party. Speaking of the party, before we start with the cake and ice cream of this particular garment, let's talk about sizing. So Pat McHugh is no stranger to cake and ice cream. He stands at a commanding 6 feet tall. He weighs in at 222 pounds. Give or take, and he has a 44-inch chest. Now, the real note with sizing here is that if you're using the size chart, Pat should be in a size 56. He actually fits spot on in a size 54. I agree. I tried this on earlier. Pat and I are both very similar in size. I think whatever you come in at with Rukka's size chart, go one size down and you should have no surprises. Now, what I like about this is sizes will range from a 46 up to a 66. So if you are a larger gentleman, there are sizes for you. There are 2 different color options available here, but realistically, not a wide variety in color. Maybe in the future, we could see some change in some style, maybe make it a little bit more jazz hands for Rukka. But Mr. McHugh actually made a comment earlier that if you are a Johnny Cash type motorcyclist, you can get a full blacked out garment from Rukka, no questions asked. So getting into what you're looking at this for, it is really the sophistication of the materials from Rukka. 3-layer GORE Pro shell within the body. You have got Cordura 1500 layer in your impact zones, and the Cordura 1500 is just absolutely beefy. You're going to crash in this, you're going to be able to get up, you're going to walk away, and the biggest difference here is that this garment is going to hold up for multiple crashes. That's really what you're getting with some of this more beefed up textile material. So starting with the collar and working our way down on this. So the thing you'll note first and foremost is that there's this big layer of neoprene that comes up from the collar. In my personal opinion, this collar is too high. When I was wearing the jacket, it just felt way too uncomfortable. I would love to see them just take this layer of neoprene, take that off, and maybe just kind of lay some neoprene over the top of the base of the collar on this, because as it stands right now, there's no way to remove that. There is going to be a removable storm, or a hidden rather storm shell with this, but with the neoprene on the top, it's way high. So what I will say is that if you are someone that wants maximum protection, you want your helmet to come down and go over top of the collar, that is what this is here for. There's no snapback on the outside. However, there is a Velcro on the inside of this. So if you're somebody that likes to ride with your collar open a little bit, which I will say does help with the height in the way that I like to wear a motorcycle jacket, you could unzip a little bit and then kind of fold the collar back on itself, which if it's not raining, you're not worried about any water pushing through on the front. As you work your way down the sleeves, you're going to have 6 vents in total. You're going to have 2 vents at the collarbone on this, which vent past the GORE layer and give you direct venting. You're also going to have 2 side vents, which we'll look at in a second, and then 2 exhaust vents out back. That 15-layer Cordura is in your elbow and your shoulder on this. Also at your elbow and your shoulder is going to be CE level 2 D3O XTR shoulder and elbow armor. Now this is specially designed with D3O, with Rukka, to maximize ventilation as well as protection. And you're going to have a CE level 2 back protector included at the back, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So really big, beefy coverage from the D3O that you're going to see included in this Rukka jacket. As you work your way down, you are going to have just a comfortable stretch, kind of neoprene in the crux of your forearm, snap adjusters at the bicep, and then a YKK water-resistant zipper, which has this really cool kind of a cuff liner. Now, what I like about this is that this is sewn in, and it allows the jacket almost to move kind of over top, pop a reflective working down here, but the the inside sleeve on this looks almost like it belongs in a removable jacket, but it doesn't. It's sewn in, and it really does add in the comfort, and then an extra layer of Velcro just to adjust exactly how closed you want that to be. Working your way down the front, logo over on the left side with the R for Rukka as well as the GORE-TEX logo, pops are reflective across the chest. Minimalized pockets on the front chest on this, but you do have dual hand warmer pockets on either side, and then a zipper garage just giving you maximum coverage if you're in more of a full tuck on this with maybe like an RT or even something like a VFR. You don't have to worry about scraping up the paint job on your tank. Sir, sideways riding position for me. So you're going to have accordion stretch at the back of the arm, pops are reflective with the Rukka on the top of your bicep here on the outside, and then, like I said, you are going to have a side vent, so you have two-way zipper here, so that works as either a massive side vent to get past the GORE-TEX, or you can kind of open it up from the bottom, and that gives you a little bit of extra room if you are larger in the midsection. And then a Velcro adjuster at the back on this if you are svelter in the midsection. You can kind of fine-tune the fitment on that. You'll notice that the vents that we have at the back sit right behind that accordion stretch and actually help a little bit with additional mobility there, and that gives you all that ventilation coming through from the front out the back. Go ahead and face backwards for me, Mr. McHugh. Pops are reflective at the top. You are going to get the storm shield on this. They used to have it as a removable, and everybody kept losing the shield. So what you're going to see here, and we'll get a B-roll shot of this, is that this is a little pocket now that holds that shield. So if you need more protection from the elements, that sits permanently up underneath the back there. Pat was talking earlier that if he was sitting back and leaning back on his motorcycle, more of a relaxed position, it almost acts as a little bit of a headrest there. Rukka logo on the back, pop reflective with the Rukka logo and the pop reflective at the back. What looks to be a little rabbit pouch on the bottom is actually where you install and take out the back protector. So the zipper on the outside of this accesses that main pouch for the back protector. McHugh, you go ahead and face forward for me. So you can see the multiple layers of the Gore shell behind the zipper, making sure that no water is pushing through. Dual Napoleon pockets on either side. Full connection zipper, and then there is that crotch strap that Rukka has, which will go down and underneath the pants to kind of hold the jacket in place if the connection zipper is not enough. So, sir, you can go ahead and zip up for me. The one thing that I want to note here is while you do have the vents at the collarbone, you do have the vents at the side. With the fact that this is that full Gore shell, this is something that if you're riding this in really hot and humid weather, it is going to be a hot jacket. It is beefy in its construction. It is designed to take a crash again and again. It is very sophisticated, but also something that if you're riding in, the spring and you're riding in the fall and you're layering up underneath it in the wintertime, really 3-season cold functionality here. If you are somebody that overheats in the summer months, you just want to be careful with how far you're pushing this into the heat of the summer, depending on where you're riding. But all things considered, this is a premium offering from Rukka. My biggest nitpick with this is just really with the collar design and the overall comfort, but part of that is because you're getting these really beefy materials. It's going to be a heavier jacket, and you're going to feel that. So just keep that in mind as you're considering the Armagate jacket from Rukka. Now, if you're not sure if this is right for you and you want to hear what other folks have to say, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews who are already using this jacket out on their ride. And if you're still not sure if bumping to the Armagate is right for you, or even if this is the right jacket within Rukka's line, you can always reach out to one of our customer service reps, and they can walk you through all the different riding gear available to make sure that you find the right riding jacket to match with your riding style as well as your budget. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Rukka Armagate jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.